On the floor if I've driven you out of my life. From this moment on, the floor is my home.
Enjoy.
Dorothy!
I can explain, Ma.
No need to, pussycat. Let's move quick before the cops get here. You wipe for fingerprints. I'll get a shovel and a hefty bag.
Your apartment.
Thank you.
It kind of looks like something out of Miami Vice.
Really? Are you a fan of the show?
I adore it.
Me too. Miami Vice has been the biggest influence on my life. That's why I joined the police force. That's why I drive a fancy car. That's why I wear expensive Italian suits. That's why I'm up to my neck in hock.
Boom, 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 boom.
Mr. Sandman,
Yes.
bring me a dream. Hey, who says you're not a hero? Welcome home.
It is home, isn't it? Last night, I wasn't quite here yet. This morning was real. When I handed you that rose, I realized I was standing at a stranger's door. Because the truth is,
Can't do all this work by himself.
He can't do any of the work. He'll be the brains. He'll tell me what to do in Italian. I'll tell you, you do the work.
Mama, forget it. We're not carpenters.
You know what, Dorothy? It's worth a try after all the job's already half done.
So, do I tell Vincenzo we got a deal?
Wait a minute. What does he want to charge?
It's about a patient, Sophia Petrillo. She's in intensive care.
The cafeteria's closed.
Get a doctor in here.
Someone will be with you in just a moment.
You really care about Ma, don't you, Stan?
Hey, someone put you down for 40 years. I guess you have...
Stanley,
Doc, you shaved a little beard.
still 110, Stan. You must be Dorothy. Please come in.
I've heard only good things about you, Doctor.
You want a hug?
Maybe later. Oh, Stan, they're beautiful. They're just absolutely beautiful, but I mean, it's too much.
I know. I can't believe how expensive roses got since the last time I sent them to you.
Yeah, well, everything's gotten more expensive since Truman left office. Stan, listen, we really have to talk about last night.
We sure do.
Long time. Until now.
Wait till he brings the pants.
You're joking.
Anyway, I'm glad I got back before Kirsten and Charlie got here.
Who's Charlie?
Rose's granddaughter.
That's a girl's name, Charlie? That's a bookie's name.
Honey, she's named after Rose's husband.
Rose's husband was a bookie?
He sold insurance.
An even bigger racket.
Your cheek.
Thank you very much, Dorothy. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll go wash the squashed bug off my face.
Yeah, just a minute. Won't be very long.
Okie dokie, take your time.
There's somebody in the bathroom.
Well, he said he wouldn't be long.
St. Olaf. I got work to do.
Oh, Ma, I moved some of your things into my room.
Why'd you do that?
Blanche's daughter arrives today. You're going to have to sleep with me.
Let me respond to that proposition the way your dates do. No thanks, I'll call you sometime.
Okay, girls. How do I...
Probably you're sick. Now, I want you to see Michael Chang. He's a virologist on staff here at the hospital. You know, there are all kinds of diseases we didn't know about before. Look at Lyme disease.
Harry, am I going to die?
I'm afraid so.
You really think so?
Sooner or later, I guarantee it.
Maybe I should look up one of my old flames.
Yeah, but not Stan. The other one.
I have some incredible news.
You've been traded to the...
So when the waiter brought my order, he set down a big bowl of gazpacho right in front of me, and I said, I ordered the consomme. And he said, a hot number like you needs something spicy. And I said, I'll give you something spicy, and I poured the gazpacho right down his pants.
So you never went out with him?
With a pair of brown floor shines. And this is the thanks you get.
Dorothy, it finally came. The advance copy of our penny saver ad.
Bet my hands are better looking than your face.
Bet my face is better looking than your hands.
Oh, ladies, can't we settle this with pistols? School would be easy.
Easy? It's impossible. I cannot pass that course. I just can't do it.
Listen, honey, if you're having such a problem, maybe you should talk to your teacher.
Oh, I can't do that. I'd be too embarrassed.
But that's what teachers are there for.
I know exactly how she feels. I used to be scared of my teachers, too.
Get out of here.
No, it's time since I've taken you to the movies, hasn't it? Blanche, this guy has gone past being a challenge. He is really treating you very badly.
Oh, Dorothy, you'll see. I'm just reeling him in.
Blanche, look, I usually don't talk to you about the menu date.
Nor do I talk to you about the menu date. Oh, listen to me. I made a joke.
Armament and world peace. We'll be in touch. Thank you.
Oh, this has to be some kind of joke.
No, it isn't. Look at this. This is an official document to Rose from the Premier of Russia.
But why would he want to meet the same woman who once said,
Time to take that giant step into the world of Eduardoism.
You've been drinking again, haven't you?
Right. The magic begins.
Oh, I'm feeling younger and sexier already. Dorothy, how do I look?
like something that came...
Besides, it's always next year.
Well, I've made a decision. I'm going to throw myself into charity. I'm going to spend all my free time making other people's lives better. I lost sight of the real goal. It isn't about fancy banquets. It isn't about getting your name in...
He needs help. I never thought this could happen to my father. Other people's parents get old and grow frail and need taken care of, but somehow I'd always thought Big Daddy would go on forever.
Honey, we all think of our fathers that way. We remember them as...
So what do you think?
They're adorable.
They're perfect for the show.
Take 5. Go wait in the van. It's not professional to have them here while I'm negotiating.
Negotiating? Sophia, this show is for charity.
The word charity is not in a good agent's vocabulary.
Ma,
You know what, ladies? What do you say we take a rain check on the poetry reading?
I'd say no dice. Doesn't rain check mean we'd have to come back?
when she kids you like that, it means she likes you.
Well, I do have a few papers to grade, and I could use the time. Come here.
Girls, I'm just so glad you're still up. Wait till I tell you about my date.
Wait till I tell you about my discovery.
Let's hear it.
It came to me when I was enjoying my second cup of Ovaltine.
Richard flew me to Atlanta for dinner in his private jet.
You're kidding. And that's when it hit me. We don't even need our sludge tube.
That's correct.
For another 100 points, who is the current Secretary of State? Willard.
Charles Schultz.
He created...
Mr. Hubbard? Mrs. Hubbard?
Yeah, hello, Rose. I see you brought along the hospital chef.
Oh, Jake, don't be pushy. What a cute little guy this is.
How about that? I haven't seen Grace show so much spirit since she came here.
Well, that's Jake's job to cheer up the...
honey! Oh!
Hello, Princess.
Daddy.
Oh,
Oh, honey, so good to see you again.
You look wonderful.
I guess you have some pretty big news for us, huh, Kate?
Rose, I don't give them their privacy.
Josie, you're the prettiest girl in the county.
Shut up! Go on, Biff.
I need your answer now, Josie. What's it going to be?
I want you to take me, Biff.
You darling, but just look at how these catch the light. Oh, I just wish I knew the right thing to do.
You know, maybe you should sit down and think about the pros and cons. Whenever I don't know what to do, I make a list.
I think making a pro and con list is a wonderful idea. Here, it'll help you know the right thing to do.
All right, let's see. Pro.
She says that you are the scum of the earth. But she said it with a lot of love in her eyes. He says he's sorry.
Did you hear that, darling? He's sorry. So I guess that settles everything. Okay, good night, and we'll see you at your wedding.
Girls, wait a minute. Table.
Oh, let me do it.
Oh, no, wait, Lily.
Now, Rose, I'm fine.
No, I'm just going to get your cane.
No, I don't need that. Last night I memorized the layout for the whole house. Now, please stop treating me as if I'm totally helpless.
I'm sorry. You know how I am. I guess I'm overprotective.
Who invited Gidget to the garage?
Heard psychiatrists could read your mind, but he didn't do that.
Because there's nothing in your mind to read.
Well, anyway, I liked him. He was very understanding.
Pay me $85. I'll be understanding.
And he died St. Olaf's loneliest man.
Is that the end of the story?
God, I hope so.
I don't get it.
Fred, let me put it this way. She is 16, she's scared, and she's carrying your grandchild.
I think much of the credit goes to the food. It's original yet familiar, piquant yet comforting. Blanche tells me she worked very closely with the caterer.
Did she tell you they were naked most of the time?
You'll have to excuse my mother. She was a witness to the Hindenburg disaster. Proud of you, Stan. Really proud.
That was a lovely thing you did.
You made me believe in Santa Claus again.
Me too. Oh, not me. I knew it was Stan all along.
After I walked out of here this afternoon, I realized that I'm more fortunate than a lot of people. Tomorrow I'm going to get the...
Nice to meet you, too.
Dorothy's done nothing but talk about you for weeks.
Rose.
Every time she mentions your name, she practically glows.
Rose.
I think she's really very smitten with you.
Rose.
He's a priest, isn't he?
Come on, Ed.
You walk out that door, Missy. You can forget about coming back. Lucy! Lucy!
She's just a little edgy because we've been taking care of you for 2 months. You've been eating us out of house and home and making life generally unbearable.
It's not a very charitable view to take. What are you making for lunch?
Listen here, mister, we've been more than charitable. In the village my ancestors came from, if a man was bad company...
Exist.
Have you tried telling them how you feel?
They wouldn't listen.
I'm listening.
Yeah, only because they dump me on you and you feel you have to.
No.
Well, you don't have to.
David,
But just leave me alone.
I'm ready to practice my eulogy. Blanche, if you'll stand over there by the barbecue.
Oh, sure. You know, you really have to give Max and Sophia credit. This business was their dream, and they're going after it. I just wish I'd done that with my dream.
Fine. Honey, would you check on the pizzas? One may be ready.
Well, why don't you want to hear about my dream?
Because it is all...
I told him that although there was nothing between us, I couldn't see him anymore.
Oh, I've been such a creep.
I know.
I wish I could explain it, but I can't. I think some of it may be that I didn't want to share my memories. I mean, that part of my life with Stan is over.
Why are you doing that, Sophia?
It's a power move. The three of us against one of him, and I get to look down on him.
Ma, Mr. McCracken's here.
Well, ladies, let's get down to business. I've got to get back.
I have class. And you know what else I have?
It's not self-awareness, that's for damn sure. Hey, Hey, listen to this. Older gentleman seeks lady of refinement. I like moonlit nights, romantic Italian dinners, and waking up in the morning. Originally it was to keep the Visigoths away, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Am I convincing?
As what? Ye old town slut?
Something between us. Would you consider having dinner with me tonight?
Jeepers, yes. Wow, wait till Blanche and Dorothy hear about
It'll
this.
have to be our secret for the time being. I'm in the middle of a messy divorce, and if the reporters get hold of it...
Oh, I understand. I read People magazine.
Well then, until tonight...
I used to daydream all the time that my real parents would knock on the door and take me away. So like most of the kids there, I started fantasizing about who they might be. I had a particularly clear picture in my head of my father. Anyway, one day, they took us all to the movies. And when Bob Hope...
Property at the time.
Don't listen to Blanche.
All right, it was his bathtub, and we were blowing suds off of each other when she walked in.
Blanche, what is the point of this story?
Point? Well, there's no point. I just like telling it. That is to get my degree.
Well, it's going to take a lot of hard work on your part.
You mean like extra credit?
Well, you could say that.
Oh, well, that's fine. I'm ready, willing, and able. I'll do whatever I have to.
Oh, I like your attitude, Blanche. This is my,
Bankrupt.
And this affects me how?
Well, don't you understand? If we take that money, there won't be any left for the police cars and the fire trucks and the Children's Cheese Museum.
You have a museum where children go to look at cheese?
Want to go with you? Hey, Dorothy, I look out that window and I see the happy couples walking by, people walking into the supermarket. God, you want me to get on a bus and go see a counselor? I can't even shop for my own food. What I wouldn't give just to make my own dinner once.
Just plain little practical joke.
What kind of a person plays a joke like that? If you want to play a joke, you ring somebody's doorbell and run away. But you shorten the leg on somebody's walker so it wobbles. Or you arrange for somebody to go on a long car trip with Rose.
Nance, besides, we're going to the Mortimer Club.
What's the big deal about the Mortimer Club anyway?
Rose, the wealthiest men in Florida go there. And it's always been my experience that wealthy men make the best lovers.
Is that true?
No. But if you tell them that, sometimes they'll take you to the mall and let you use their credit card for 45 minutes. Imagine dumping me for an emergency appendectomy. Just hate it when these doctors use the Hippocratic Oath as an excuse for everything.
Blanche, it was his appendix.
Sorry that took so long, Dorothy. Shall we sit down?
Yes, let's. Even when I did make it hard on you, I know I haven't always given much back, honey. I was always so worried about me. I couldn't even come and see you when you needed me before you died, because I was all caught up in that old silly ball. There is no...
For each other, like get their heads frozen.
Okay, we'll be good friends and have our heads frozen too. What?
I was just thinking about what Dorothy said about getting out more. Well, I'm off.
That would be my diagnosis.
No, I mean I'm going out.
Ma, put down the binoculars.
No, I need them. I lost my glasses and I'm not supposed to drive without them.
Let's analyze this for a moment. You're now what, about 200 years old? Number to call for a straitjacket.
Dorothy, I can explain.
I know you can. That's the scary part.
You don't understand. When Mrs. Butel finds out about Count Bessie, she's going to be devastated. There'll be a terrible void in her life, a void only another musical chicken can fill.
Look, Rose, if you're worried about...
Dorothy, did you have
How could I? I mean, it always seemed to happen before I was in the room. Blanche, you're out of bed. This is wonderful.
No, it is not wonderful.
Motive, we got a weapon and we got one suspect with no alibi. Blanche Devereaux, I'm charging you with murder. You have the right to
Wait. Why would she bring a steak knife to what she thought was a romantic liaison?
It could have been for anything. I'm not familiar with her sexual proclivities.
What are you, a rookie?
You know, folks, I've been at this job almost 4 years now, and in that short time, I can honestly say that I have never seen such an inept, clumsy, downright stupid attempt to avoid paying income tax.
Thanks. That means a lot coming from you.
Sure, we can have some lemon chicken and smoked ham. It's all prepared.
Well, let's just start with appetizers.
That's fine.
Yeah, how about smoked oysters?
Oh, good. Oh, you'll never guess what I found.
Jimmy Hoffa.
Pepperoni.
Uh-oh.
Don't tell Mom. Trust me, Raymond, there is no way Ma is going with us to the Bahamas. I promise. I promise I'll tell her.
I hope you will.
You've been so understanding about Ma. I appreciate it.
It's okay. I respect your being so considerate of your mother.
Thank you.
Have you ever considered having her put
I missed out on a lot of things because of that fear. Then, one day...
No, don't tell me. You met a handsome pilot. He invited you into the cockpit. Of course, you said yes, as you usually do in these stories. The two of you made passionate love, and now you cannot get enough of the friendly skies.
No, that's not what excuse for that. Although I was the ball queen. Did I tell you that? Oh, that's right, I did. Well, here I am all caught up in myself still, fighting with Virginia and the rest of the family when we ought to be comforting each other.
But you are. Well, only because you were. Hey, now listen, if you're going to tell her, I'm going to tell her first.
What difference does it make who tells her first? Look, this isn't for our good, it's for her good. Now, let's just go out there and tell her.
Look, Dorothy, if you let me tell her first, I'll forget about the $500.
That's a lie! Rose, do it for the kids. It's a chance to get them reading.
All right, I'll do it. And not just for the kids. I just feel it's time I gave something back to the chicken community. After all, a chicken once saved my life.
New electric skillet! An electric skillet. It's from Fry Quick. It not only fries, it boils, it bakes, it simmers.
It stinks.
My apologies to the Fry Quick Corporation. But Green Team, we're not finished with you yet.
Why, for Rose.
Oh, thank you, God.
Oh, no, Rose, you can't pick yourself.
Oh, thank goodness. I'm so hard to shop for.
Rose, you buy for
Blanche. Okay, thanks, Dorothy. This really...
Kids. Yeah, but she had to leave 2 behind. I think if they cross state lines, it's a parole violation.
Sophia, you mean you're moving for good?
Not for good. I'm just gonna help them raise the kids. I'll be back as soon as they graduate from high school. Let's see, they're 14 now. That should be about 10, 12 years.
All right? How do you feel? Like a fool. Like a damn fool.
Blanche, you must have so many memories here.
Oh, are you kidding? I cannot tell you how many Christmases I spent in this place. Grammy's butler would bring us our eggnog by the hearth, and Grammy and I would sing carols and put out gingerbread men for St. Nick. And over there would be Grandpappy drinking out.
I'm not a Gabor.
You're telling me. Listen, big news. Zsa Zsa's coming to town.
Gloria is coming here?
I wish I knew why you two didn't get along. I just don't understand it. For some reason, you've always been jealous of my good daughter.
Masha.
Oh, Rose.
Rose, I'm having a wonderful time. You're a lot of fun to be with.
Oh, I'm having a good time, too. I don't think I've had this much fun since I was a little girl back in St. Olaf. I remember once when I was about 10.
Oh, Stan, they're beautiful. They're just absolutely beautiful, but I mean, it's too much.
I know. I can't believe how expensive roses got since the last time I sent them to you.
Yeah, well, everything's gotten more expensive since Truman left office. Stan, listen, we really have to talk about last night.
We sure do.
How expensive health care is for the elderly. You know, some folks have lost their life savings. I mean, people ought to write their congressman or something. In fact, I am so touched. When you cut my check, don't make it out to me.
That's beautiful, Blanche.
Make it out to Hal by Robert.
Fear, can't we talk?
Don't even say my name. I reached out for you. If you didn't love me, how the hell could you make love to me? I never want to see or hear from you again.
What happened?
She was fighting an oil rig fire in the Gulf of Mexico. She was 88.
Well, it's great that she was able to work right up to the end.
Sophia?
Dorothy, do you hear a dog howling?
Dorothy!
Look, I couldn't help it. When the doctor came in with a release form, he told me what could possibly go wrong. I just panicked.
Darling, nothing is going to go wrong.
Blanche is right. Of course, one summer when I was a candy striper, you wouldn't believe the things I saw. Lost patients, mixed up medic.
Excuse me. The man in that box was a bum. A scoundrel, a cheat, and a liar. You got that right. Quiet. I work alone. But there was another side to him, and it was beautiful. He awakened feelings in...
Not really nuns.
We're actually gorgeous private citizens.
Now I'm confused.
Come to the kitchen. I'll fix you some breakfast and explain the whole thing.
Look, everybody, the storm's letting up. Oh, I'm going to run right on over to Walter's.
Aren't you going to change?
Call 911. Call 911. 911.
It's 911.
I got it. Give me the fire department. Quick. Rose. Oh, Rose. Honey, did you finally get to sleep? Wake up, I have to talk to... Nothing, I've been thinking it's silly for us to take 3 cars to this reception. 4 couples can easily fit into 2.
Sounds fine with me, and I'm sure Howard won't mind. Ma, you and your date can ride with us.
I don't have a date. Willie scared off all the eligible men down at the center.
Blanche, can I borrow my pearl earring?
Oh, sure, honey. And you and your cousin Arnold can ride in our car.
Oh, I'm not taking Arnold. I just hate the idea of wasting time. I always have. Ever since what happened to my neighbor in St. Olaf.
Rose, are you about to educate us on the evils of wasting time by telling a long, tedious St. Olaf story?
Do you know a better way?
She has to see what a real date is like.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Petrillo. She's just not my type.
I see. How about Mr. Hamilton? Is he your type?
What time should I pick her up?
7:30 and buy her something pretty.
Okay, but if you want me to kiss her goodnight, it's going to cost you extra.
Rose, you cannot go on this way. I mean, life isn't worth living if you're going to live it with this kind of fear. Now, honey, we were robbed. It's scary, but it happens. And now it's over. And the robbers are gone.
I know that. I know it's over. I know they're gone.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Stan, I am not driving around with license plates that say pothead.
It's an abbreviation. I didn't have room for the whole potato head.
Look, I don't want your car. I don't want your money. I don't even want to talk to you, much less go to that ridiculous reception. So why don't you...
Dukakis bumper sticker covering up her Mondale bumper sticker?
Look, Ma, I admit that once I did have a small gambling problem.
A small problem? You bet against your own son's Little League team.
Ma, I had to. I knew that their star pitcher had after-school detention.
You were his teacher. You gave him detention.
European girls don't shave under their arms.
Is that true?
They just let it all hang out.
Really?
Bushy as can be.
Well, what do they look like in a strapless dress?
Like Milton Berle over there. Oh, there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, it's perfect.
Don't take anything. I'm meeting my family, so I can only give you a little while.
Oh, we appreciate it very much. You see, my mother is having a memory problem. We were hoping, you know, that if we looked around the apartment, it might...
There's no need to explain.
There was Pee-wee. Someone had stuffed him in my suitcase between the veal shank and my beaver coat. Well, the mob had gotten Pee-wee after all.
Oh, my God, you must have been heartbroken.
I was absolutely devastated. I mean, first I had to burn the suitcase and then the beaver coat.
Mall closes tonight.
Well, Ma, what do you think?
Pussycat, you look sensational.
You really think so, Ma?
I really think so. I've never seen you look so beautiful.
Thanks, Ma.
Who's the designer? He deserves a Nobel. And those look like Blanche's red shoes.
And aren't they her diamond earrings and gold bracelet?
That little floozy stole Blanche's clothes.
It's like having Agatha Christie right here in our kitchen.
Wonderful idea. Men go to night school. Smart men. And nothing turns me on more than a smart man. Unless maybe it's a stupid man with good hands. Rose, count me in.
Dinner's ready.
What are we having?
Spaghetti. Oh, Italian food? No, Rose, actually it's Chinese food.
Time we rip them up.
Wait a minute, Rose. Have you seen the rest of these pictures?
I'd rather not.
Honey, I think there's some mistake. Look, here's Blanche in bed with Charlie, but this one's Blanche in bed with a pontoon boat. Here's Blanche in bed with a big orange from the...
You know, we ought to go to that all-night market more often.
Oh, why, Rose? They're so much more expensive.
Oh, maybe so, but where else can you get beef jerky and family circle this time of night?
Rose, shh! Please, keep it down. The baby's asleep.
Isn't this amazing? When the diapers get dirty, they... Well, don't look at me.
Rose, you made the reservation.
I know. I just don't want you looking at me.
Look, I'm terribly sorry about the mix-up, but this is not for us. We'd like to leave.
I'm afraid you're with us for the night, ladies. The bus doesn't leave down the mountain till tomorrow morning.
Ladies, may I show you to your room?
And beautiful and special. When we're together, we laugh a lot.
Why wouldn't you? You're both naked.
There's more to Mel and me than just the physical, Sophia. We share things.
Doris, the man's packing material. Now you're letting me have him? I have contracts livelier than him. She's given him to me. The man's face has more powder on it than Ann Miller's, and she's given him to me. A piece of lumber would make a better dancing partner. Thanks for the echo.
Thing takes an interest in you.
Hell yes. But there's another reason. Blanche, when you spend 6 months watching the person you love more than anybody else in the world slowly die, you wonder if you'll ever love again. After that, believe me.
Birthday! Oh, thanks so much, sweetheart.
An even happier birthday from me.
You're hurting me, Dorothy.
Sorry. Honey, before you do anything else, I want you to open my gift. I think you're gonna like it.
Oh, isn't that pretty?
You moved in that same day. But after I saw what I had to choose from, you seemed like a gift from heaven. You wouldn't believe some of the people I interviewed. Well, I think that about completes our tour, Madame Zelda. Anything else I can tell you about the place?
Yes. Was a young woman in a...
right here on the stage. Pardon me? Oh, I'm sorry, that was just an ad lib.
Blanche Devereaux?
Just a moment.
Yesterday it was the 12th annual. Sunrise, sunset, sunrise.
Dorothy,
sun-
now cut it out. What are we going to do?
We'll figure out some arrangements. We always make do. Besides, everything will work out fine as long as I do not have to sleep with Rose.
Me? Why don't you want to sleep with me?
Way to make some fast money for us. And all you have to do is lie on your back.
I'd say you're about 50 years too late on that one.
I'm talking about a lawsuit. If we can show that you're severely injured, we can sue the ball club and the ballpark for a lot of money.
I'm not severely injured.
Moved in good time, let him that moved you hither move you hence. All right. I knew you at the first. You were immovable.
Thou hast hit it. Come, sit on me.
Ooh.
I'm sorry, I'm going to have to interrupt. No, I'm sure this is a very worthy cause, but no, to be perfectly frank, at this moment, I couldn't give a flying fig about whooping cranes. No, I have to keep the line free. Fine, I'll send you a check. Hold it, let me grab a pencil. Okay, whooping cranes, yeah.
Yes.
Men only value that in you.
Well, they used to. Now my only hope is to become an intellectual and find a retired Jew.
Blanche, you have to change your thinking. You have...
Dorothy, he's still family. It's your fault he's family, but let's not dwell on that now. The Yutz could die.
Sophia's got a point. What am I going to do?
Stan, Ma's right. You're going to come here to recover. You can have my room. I'll move in with Ma till you're feeling better.
Sophia, Dorothy, you're the greatest.
You can't afford all that stuff on a vice cop salary. Who knew, huh?
Aunt Blanche, I'm a grown woman. I can live my life any way I want to.
Oh, I know that. I just don't think this is the way you really want to live it.
Is it my fault men find me attractive?
No, honey, what they find you...
Listen up! I want 3 people in here, the pregnant woman, the coach, and the baby.
You heard him, ladies. Okay, Doc, let's go.
Listen, if anybody is staying in here with my daughter, it is her mother.
Blanche, honey, we'll be right in the waiting room if you need us.
Okay. How you doing, baby?
I'm scared.
Oh, honey, there's nothing to be...
Have swum from Normandy, across the Atlantic, up the St. Lawrence Seaway, into the Great Lakes, and then over to Minnesota.
And what did you think, Rose?
Well, I know those little guys are supposed to be good swimmers.
Rose, tell me, how long have you been standing here?
Dorothy, I heard you talking to that little mouse. It was beautiful.
I wasn't talking to a mouse.
Yes, you were. I saw you.
I was kidding.
Oh, Dorothy, it's nothing to be ashamed of. There are only a few of us privileged to have the gift to communicate.
Stan, did you really mean what you said about there not being that much between you and Chrissy?
That's right.
I'm glad, because now I don't feel so guilty.
What are you talking about?
Stanley, I don't feel the same way about us as you do.
You're kidding.
No, you know, what happened the other night? Excuse me. My friend here would like to apply for a library card.
What friend?
Oh, the one who's checking out everything but the books.
Hi, what you reading? Oh, you must be a passionate man. Females to fondle?
This is just great. I mean, everything this whole night has been nothing but fun.
You really need to get out more, Rose.
Come on, Dorothy, admit you're having fun. It's kind of like being on an adventure.
An adventure? My foot. It's more like a nightmare. Thanks.
I understand how hurt you must feel. All right, maybe I don't understand exactly.
I'm sorry, Dorothy, but our relationship seems to be one misunderstanding after another.
Misunderstanding?
I'm not leaving the priesthood. I'm leaving the church.
I was so uncomfortable sitting there topless with a strange man.
Next time, just pretend you're at home and he's the bug guy.
Blanche, what did the doctor say?
Oh, he just muttered something in Latin. I explained to him that Simon and I have been going out every night, and it's just...
My hiney's asleep.
Fine, we'll keep our voices down.
It's a beautiful thing you two have together.
What?
You and Sophia are the closest mother and daughter I ever...
There was nothing else to do. It was either that or watch Three Amigos with a headset.
Well, I am going to forget all about this while soaking in a nice warm tub.
Me too.
Rose, we only have one tub.
I get the deep end. Rose will drop dead.
What I mean, Rose, is that if you decide to raise this child, I think I'd like to help you.
Really? Now, wait a minute, girls. If you both feel you want to raise this child, why, I might even consider it myself.
But I thought you said you didn't want to be a mother again.
But I meant by myself. As long as...
We're both asleep. Why are you just getting in?
Because the justice system in America is an imperfect and sluggish piece of antiquated machinery.
We were in the slammer.
Our cute little pal stole some milk. Who's for decaf?
Smooth.
Blanche, how could you do that? What did you mean when you told me that you could accept my being gay? Did you mean it was okay so long as I was celibate? It was okay so long as I don't fall in love? Doug is a part of the family now.
Believe it. There's a married dead man in my bed.
Serves him right.
Ma.
He lied to her.
I don't know why they do that. Don't they know we'll sleep with him anyway?
Well, what am I going to do? I can't tell her husband died in my bed.
Tell her you want to turn on the...
Grief counselor, it's what you do for a living.
I know, but I have the highest suicide rate in the office.
Look, Rose, if you don't want to go out with Stan, just say so.
I don't want to go out with Stan.
Oh, honey, I know that going out with Stan is a big favor.
The biggest? You're asking me to spend... You know who my fantasy parents were?
Who, Blanche? Masters and Johnson?
Not my fantasy neighbors. No, my fantasy mother was...
I'm gay.
Okay, we're even. Now let's go take care of the kids.
Ma, have you seen Rose?
She left with Doug. Boy, were her eyes twirling.
How could she do this to me?
No, you did, Blanche.
All I ever wanted was to be special. I thought this would do it. I thought I'd publish a novel and I'd be special. Of course, I've always been special because of my looks, but they won't last forever. I have to be realistic. Another 20 or 30 years.
And you wind up with worthless paper. They prey on the old and the gullible.
Are you calling me gullible?
No?
Anyway, Ben got older and I guess a little bit frail, and this is the hard part of my story. One autumn day, I walked by that porch and old Ben was gone.
I bet he died in the bed he was born in. Blanche, please, that's a stereotype.
Call it whatever you want. I'm just grateful it's true.
Isn't it great that the way we're all getting along. And Michael and Lorraine didn't have...
And it is not the first time he's tried it. Where is Rose? I mean, we have to tell her.
Oh, Dorothy, she said she had to go to the bank and then go to meet Buddy. What are we going to do?
There's nothing we can do. We just have to wait until she gets home.
Oh, good Lord.
Hey, girls, how do you like this spiffy little number I picked up?
Damn, you're good. Well, it wasn't all up and down the Florida coast. It was only Fort Lauderdale during spring break.
Me the towel.
Oh, just hate that Sid LaBass.
Well, it's not Sid's fault. He told us patching the roof wouldn't work.
Listen, let's face it, we're going to have to find a way to come...
It really was a spasm.
I love you. I said...
I'm suddenly so hungry, I think I'll get something to eat.
Boy, that was a close call.
If I have to listen to one more story about the colorful people from St. Olaf, I think I'll explode.
Ernest T. Minky was St. Olaf's librarian.
Kaboom!
He was also our town's only dentist. He had his office right in the library. Swept up in the waves?
Yes, that's it. Can't use this towel.
Blanche, it's an emergency. We'll replace it next week.
Oh, no, you cannot replace this towel. There are too many fond memories attached to this towel.
Blanche, please, I am in no mood to hear about the parade of endless sexual encounters that you have experienced up and down the...
Oh, I'm so sorry, Thor. I'm sorry I don't remember.
Me too. Rose?
What?
Maybe that...
Doctor with the hands of a peasant and the soul of a poet. Oh, my God, I'm writing already. Somebody take this down.
What is she talking about?
Forget her. Dorothy, you've got to see another doctor. Raymond is not a specialist.
Yeah, but what kind of specialist do I need?
Well, just call up Dr. Raymond and ask him. He'll refer you.
You have to.
Maury took them to have them clean. Dorothy, I still can't believe it happened. I've never been so humiliated.
Ma, honey, there's no reason for you to be embarrassed. He plays tricks on everybody.
I'm talking about on my way home. My belt came loose in front of a construction site. Nobody whistled and 2 guys went home sick.
And I have to get something off my chest.
I agree. There, that's much better.
Boy, I'll say. Okay, let's go.
I am not going anywhere.
Would you girls excuse me? My girdle is killing me.
He's wearing a girdle?
And padded shoulders.
And knowing him, a sock in his crotch.
I mean, he must really think we're stupid.
Really stupid? How could we possibly need 3 dozen spud gaskets?
Wait, spud gaskets?
That's what goes on the end of a hose bib. We couldn't need more than a dozen at most.
Rose, how do you know about this?
Oh, I know a lot about plumbing. Is that you let your pride get in the way too often. I mean, the only reason your mother did what she did was she didn't want you to be lonely. And when you think about it, the idea of a matchmaker is kind of sweet.
Dorothy, can we talk? I just want you to understand why I did what I did.
We're having dinner on Saturday.
I really appreciate this. You're meeting my mother.
Hey, you want to get married?
You mean instead of meeting my mother?
No, we can do both.
It's kind of sudden.
Boy, that bull would have been jealous.
Rose, quite frankly, I don't get it. What is this hold that Buzz has over you?
Oh, I know exactly what she's going through, Dorothy. First love can be very powerful.
I don't know how to thank you all for helping me with this test.
Pay us.
Ma. It's our pleasure, Rose.
Okay, what we have to do is try these different hair removal products.
Oh. And then everybody would tickle each other until the whole family was throwing up together.
Oh, dear. I'm just so confused.
Oh, honey, listen. You need more time. I mean, right now you're too upset to make the right decision.
Mr. Thurber, I don't believe I quite understand your problem.
Well, then I guess I don't have a problem.
Mr. Thurber, this is a crisis center. I'm a trained counselor.
Oh, there's Clayton now. Now, girls, remember what I said. No remarks about his marriage breaking up. He's still a little touchy. Clayton! Baby brother!
Sister! Oh, my, look at you, all gussied up, prettier than a spring-blooming peach tree on a dewy...
This is who I am, Dorothy. Learn to live with it or medicate me.
I still can't believe that Rose caused all this trouble.
Unbelievable.
This whole fantasy about Bob Hope is sick.
Sick.
I mean, if she's gonna have fantasies, they ought to be the normal, healthy kind, like sweat.
I've been to the airline office changing our tickets. We're leaving this afternoon. Where's Charlie?
On the lanai. My mother is trying to help her put Barbie's hair back on with Polygrip.
Oh, Kirsten, you're back. I want to talk to you.
Not now, Mother. I promised Charlie I'd take her to lunch, and then we have to...
That southern accent of yours really comes and goes.
Grits, all right?
That grandmother of yours is really a sweetheart.
She sure is.
Bless her heart. How do we get rid of her?
But, Dan, are you making a pass at me?
Yeah, if I strike out, I strike...
Through 3 times, once with 10 items, once with 9 items, and once with 6 items.
No, Rose, what kind of a moron would do that? Anyway, my eyes bugged out, my hair shot straight up. I did a crazy rubber dance all over the room. Well, I'm sure my heart even stopped beating for a minute. Then she ran to Daddy and told him that I had broken the star and almost electrocuted her. And he sent me to my room for all of Christmas Eve. And told me that baby Jesus was mad at me for ruining that.
That's not his. He had Buddy Klein do it for him.
This is a proxy?
He doesn't mind doing it in his own bed, but there's something about doing it in a public place.
Kind of like sex.
Maybe where you come from.
For just a few moments.
If I may be so bold, the pantyhose are nice too. At least the hose part.
I can't tell you how happy I am to finally meet you, Isaac.
Why don't you two just run along and we'll catch up with you later?
Blanche.
Dorothy, don't you see that something is happening here?
Yes, it's the beginning of a disaster.
We don't know.
Cocktails!
Oh, how classy. A tribute to Hop Sing.
Here you go, Sophia.
Rose, before you pass these out, darling, I want to say something.
Well, Blanche, don't say it.
I'm a good speller, and I'm very prompt, and well, actually, there's no law that says there has to be 3.
Actually, I just thought of a third one. I can snap a friend's neck like a twig.
Well, that about concludes the first meeting of the Hunka Hunka Burnin' Love Fan Club. But before we adjourn, our secretary has a real special surprise. A genuine Elvis artifact.
I will never forgive that airline as long as I live.
I cannot believe they lost all our luggage. Now I have to go an entire weekend without underwear.
Yeah, and you usually slip into a pair by Sunday afternoon.
This one.
You're a college professor?
Well, what did you think I meant when I said I taught Hemingway?
I thought you were old.
I want you to meet some people, Rose. Gail, Lillian. It's my friend Rose. How do you do?
Hello, Miles.
Unless the lesbian sheds, that I don't know.
Jean.
Dorothy!
Oh, honey, it is so good to see you.
Sophia! Oh, you haven't aged a bit. You look great.
Are you quiet?
I'm whispering.
I don't mean now. I mean then.
Oh, very quiet. I'm very quiet. I don't scream.
I'm gonna take you surfing with me. Come on along, surf, baby. Wait to see ya.
Called me 1 hour before he's supposed to pick me up in his brand new two-tone Mercedes. He's canceled our date for tonight.
Well, he probably had a good reason.
Oh, he said he had to go and visit his sick mother in the hospital. Did you ever hear such a weak excuse?
His mother isn't in the hospital.
Well, of course she is, but he can visit her anytime. He can only see...
I figured since it was my birthday, you wouldn't be upset when you hear what I've got to tell you. I've decided to sell the house and leave St. Olaf, Charlie. The winters are rough here in Minnesota. And they said it'd be fun to scare the hell out of the shoe salesman.
Well, I gotta find Dorothy. I got big trouble at the apartment.
What's wrong?
When the people moved out of 3C, they left food all over. We're infested with big bugs. It's terrible. I feel like I'm...
I am. This is wonderful. Your sister found a man.
I don't believe this. All the years I was with him, he was a yutz. She goes to bed with him, and it's great?
That's right. It was wrong for you. He's perfect for her.
Ma, that's ridiculous.
Look, Gloria isn't the kind of woman that does well by herself. She's the kind of woman who needs a rich man to buy her things and...
I mean, hardware stores are alive with sexual energy. Tools, plugs, sockets, nude furniture, dirty stuff like that.
Why are you home so early?
Well, I saw a very attractive man in power tools. I piqued his interest with the usual hardware question.
Who stood me up at the altar 70 years ago. And I just asked her to be my wife again, and again she said no.
Go on.
And so from now on,
Good night, Ma. Thanks for everything. I think that just might work. I mean, she thinks of herself as the godfather. I'll just make her an offer that she can't remember.
Sophia, thank you for coming.
Stop all liquids at noon, and I still wake up.
I never have that problem. Never. I sleep like a log. I never get up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom. I go in the morning. Every morning, like clockwork, at 7 a.m., I pee. Unfortunately, I don't wake up till 8.
Well, you might as well come over for a look. How about, say, 12:20? Oh, good. Well, I can't wait for you to get your hands on it either.
You're not having company, are you, Blanche? Because I want everything to go smoothly for Miles and Caroline.
Do I look like a woman who beats her laundry on a rock? I meant you should move here to Miami.
Oh, that's a great idea. Angela, you would love Miami.
Aunt Angela, what do you say?
Oh, I don't know. I'm too old to pick up and move to a strange country.
What are you talking about? Before your husband died, you lived here for 30 years.
I don't know.
Oh, come. Oh, Rose, we've been waiting for you. Rose.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was distracted. You're not going to believe it. I just met my father, my natural father.
He's alive?
He's in Miami?
He's an earthling?
Blanche Devereaux.
Hi. Larry, is that you?
No, Larry's not directing this one. He's sick.
His back didn't go out again, did it?
Ted's? You don't suppose that
Nah. Please. Just because a man's in a wheelchair doesn't mean he can't satisfy a woman.
What do you know about this, Ma?
Picture it. Sicily, 1914. A man...
Ma, wait a minute. Ma, did you let Billy play?
Billy.
Little boy, brown hair.
She knows who he is.
He played a little.
Ma, that was illegal.
Was. I gave him a sandwich so he'd make weight. Unfortunately, on the first play, it gave him a cramp and he had to sit out. But they won it without
His friend for one day and he falls for the first little floozy that turns his head.
Blanche, did something happen between you and Sven that we don't know about?
You didn't tell them about kissing me?
Kissing him?
Or stroking my hair?
Stroking his hair?
Or feeding?
That one, won't you, Rose?
Oh, that's wonderful, honey. That's just wonderful.
You know what the best part is? I get to stay here. That's what worried me the most. I mean, I don't think I ever really doubted that somehow I'd wind up on my feet, but what worried me and scared me was that I'd have to leave my friends and my family. Honey. Dorothy, can I ask you something?
I don't know what it means. I just don't like the possibilities.
No, I wanted to ask you, do you think Blanche has been picking on me lately?
I haven't noticed.
Hi, midget. Fernando's not a midget. He's my oldest and closest friend.
I didn't know Alvin that long, but I thought we were getting close. I can't believe he just walked away.
Fernando was always there for me. Whenever I was scared or down about something, I'd just roll over.
Work.
You eat nothing but rice.
Good morning, ladies. Dorothy, a popsicle stick purse for you. Sophia, a popsicle stick potpourri box. And for you, Rose, 2 lovely popsicle stick earrings.
So, Blanche, how are we enjoying ourselves?
Are you saying you're upset because the reunion went great and your sorority sisters looked wonderful?
Well, of course not, Rose. That would be childish. I am upset because I was not the center of attention and nobody said I was the prettiest.
Oh, come on now, Blanche. I mean, what difference does it make?
Oh, Dorothy, you could...
It's only for a couple of hours more.
Ma, I can't do it. I mean, pretending we're married, acting as though nothing happened, it's making me crazy.
It's time to take my heart medicine.
You need a glass of water to take your pill?
No pills. I take a shot of scotch at 12 years old if you got it.
Uncle Angelo, I have a confession to make.